Do many days go by without someone
My bad. I'm sorry.
without someone mentioning the shot to you? And I guess the one dovetails into the other. Has making that shot, winning the title, changed your expectations both for yourself and for this team in the short run?
For me, after the shot, which is crazy to think that it has its own title now, which is the shot. You have the block and the stop. So all three of those things, it was always a progression of the block and the shot, then the stop. So I like to keep it in that three order rather than kind of putting myself first in that, because without those three plays happening, I wouldn't be sitting here as an NBA champion, which I'm truly thankful for. So life has changed for sure. But the thing that resonates with me most is just having that validation on the biggest stage of playing in the finals. Played pretty crappy the first two games. Everyone's kind of make their decision on who I should be as a player, what I should be doing out there. And, all these so-called experts were saying all this, and everyone that was internal was just telling me, looking me eye to eye and telling me just to be myself. There was nothing else to be. There was no one else you need to be. You don't need to try to be a 10 assist, 11 assist guy in the finals. I mean, it was all that. And once I kind of just accepted the noise and accepted the moment, then everything was fine from there. And that's the biggest thing for me is after that, I was waiting for more questions. I was waiting for more questions about what about you shooting on this possession, or what about you doing this, and what do you think about? And I was done. I was so defensive that I didn't even celebrate right after we won. I just hugged my dad and hugged my sister, and my dad's looking at me like, "What's wrong?" I'm telling him, I said, I'm waiting for someone to come up to me and say something about what happened during the game. So I'm glad I still have that edge, and I still have it today, and I will carrying on to the season. So that rage that I talked about last year, the inner desire to win, and being a winner is something I strive to be with all my great teammates.
I'll ask you a variation of the same question I asked Kyrie. I asked him if a day had gone by in the offseason without somebody mentioning the shot. He immediately put it in the context of the block, the shot, and the stop. And I'll ask you that same question. How often in the offseason did someone come up to you and reference the stop? And what has it meant to you to get recognition now for a defensive play when, not to mince words, you made your reputation in this game scoring the ball?
I was, did a lot of reading in this off season, and somehow I came across a line that said it's, not always the biggest part. Sometimes it's the most memorable. And so for me to have an impact, try to stop, one of the best players in the world and two-time reigning MVP, unanimous MVP, it was, a moment I knew that, it could all come crashing down if I didn't get to stop. But if I did, I could, make a big impact on the game. And, I was balanced enough to keep my feet down. And he threw everything at me, Steph Curry, and got the ball back. I don't know why I let him get the ball back, first of all. But I kept my feet down and made a big play. So, I got asked the question, do you go back and watch that play? And to tell you the truth, I really haven't. The two plays that I look at are that unbelievable play of the year block that LeBron had, and then shut up. I was kidding. LeBron's unbelievable block, and then Kyrie's ice in his veins, cold-blooded three that he had to really put us ahead and keep us ahead. So those two plays stick out in my mind. When I look back and see the game, I remember those two plays. They're huge for us.